Arsenal cashing in on Shkodran Mustafi's David Moyes debt. Kid who quit Everton is now Arsene Wenger's rocket thief. Shkodran Mustafi joined Arsenal in the summer for £35 million from Valencia. Mustafi has become a key player for Arsene Wenger's Arsenal defence. At 17 he was on the books at Everton before they granted his request to leave. He admits now that he had to get away from England to develop his game. There might come a time, if it has not already, that Everton regret the decency David Moyes once showed to the sick boy who became one of the most imposing men in the Premier League. It was in 2012 that Shkodran Mustafi went to see Moyes to say he felt it was time to move on. He had made one substitute appearance in the Europa League since arriving from Germany as a 17-year-old and he needed to get through the wall. Sick of football, was how he put it at the time. I had 6 months of my contract left, recalls Mustafi. They had offered to extend it but I had made my decision. Shkodran Mustafi has had a strong start to life as a Premier League player with Arsenal. Shkodran Mustafi has had a strong start to life as a Premier League player with Arsenal. Mustafi is finding his way again in England after enduring a tough time as a youngster. Mustafi is finding his way again in England after enduring a tough time as a youngster. He arrived from Valencia in the summer and has already made a name for himself. He arrived from Valencia in the summer and has already made a name for himself. Related articles. Win 2 tickets to watch Arsenal vs Crystal Palace, courtesy of Europcar. Stoke boss Mark Hughes expresses Arsenal fears ahead of clash and believes Gunners could become Premier League champions. It isn't a good time to play them. Arsenal top the charts as the Premier League side with most academy graduates used, but where does every other side in the top flight rank? Premier League team news, odds and stats from every match ahead of the weekend. I went there when I was 17, so a young guy, and I understand it was not easy for David Moyes to pick me because his team was working, but after 2.5 years I started to think I really needed to play. I thought I would prefer to make a step backwards and get games, rather than just going year after year not making a step. I knew I had to look for solutions, even if that meant going to the second division in Italy to get my games. It was a big decision. Mustafi put all this to Moyes. I told the club and David Moyes, he says. He actually said to me, if you don't want to extend your contract, it is no problem. You are a young player, we do not want to destroy your career. If you want to go you can go, even in January if you want. I really appreciated that from Moyes.